Today I traded two tickers, SCKT in the morning and MGEN in the afternoon. I traded SCKT not very well because one thing for sure, I did not count my losses quickly when it turned on me, and I did not take my profits as it go up. I should have done what I did yesterday and just focus on taking my profits when it's approaching my targets. Taking half off just to lock in some of the profits, really. I should have done that today on SCKT. And because I did not, all four of my trades on SCKT were losses. And I have to and then the trade on MGEN basically wipe away all the losses and make me break even on it. A tiny bit green, but it's a break even trade today. Overall, it was just frustrating with SCKT. It got news on that was ties with Apple, so that is positive. But the market is also down to a lot. So with that, and yeah, so here's my screen. So as you can see, my first trade on SCKT was in the morning. Why did I enter at um, D53? I entered at D53 because there were supports, right? There were supports, and then my whatchamacallit, my risk. I was risking down here, like 46. I made the plan that my entry would be in the low to mid D50s. So it was in the low mid to D50s. My risk was 46 to 47, and my target area was D70. It did eventually went to the 70s, but I had to go do the sideway actions. What I should have done is recognize that this was a lower low and maybe take off basically get out around here or take some profits at D60 because it's hitting resistance and take some profits when it fail. Well, that's what I should have done. Instead, I held onto it and eventually I step out at 49 for a small loss. I would have been chopped out anyway. It did eventually move to D70s and then crash. But yeah, crash, it made and then my second trade on it was 330. Not 330, 337. My risk was 330. Not 330. My risk was like 34. Yeah, that was my risk. 334. I was only willing to risk like 3 cents on it. But as you can see, I got caught in the flush and I got out like at the bottom, 330. Because my risk is hit. There's no point staying in it again. Can always re-enter. Yeah, took a bigger loss than necessary here. Why I entered? Because I was anticipating an ABCD. Uh, basically, it's A. So A is like in the 70s, a B, right? So in the 20s, and then it made a lower high in the 50s. And then I enter here, anticipate that it's gonna hold around here. The thing about this trade is I really shouldn't have entered here because one of the key that I use to time my entry is a trend line. And when I was drawing trend line, it was basically just a fake out, right? Or not fake out, but it hasn't even broken the trend yet. So I took a loss, and then I re-entered at 35. When I re-entered at 35, my risk was 30. I was aiming for it to move back to like the 60s. Because right now it's confirmed that it's a higher low, right? It's confirmed that it's a higher low. The previous low was 28 and the higher low was like the 30. So I was risking around there, confirming. And then when it moved to like the 40s, I decided to take like a fourth of my positions off. So yeah, 42, I decided to take off. And then it flushes on me. I should have gotten out like right away on this big flush. Like, should have gotten out like right away. Instead, it went to the 27. I held it a bit. I wasn't comfortable with it, so I basically just cut my losses at 229, 329, and it was a good decision to actually get out there. Because as you can see, it went lower. And then it was making, again, I re-enter. It was making higher lows. It was finding some base like in the 310s area. I entered at 310 with 40 shares. Not 310, 315 with 40 shares, risking 310. My goal was ended 330. This trade right here was my biggest mistake. It wasn't a good trade. My entry were okay, but the way that I exited. So what happened here was I didn't take my profits when the profits were there, like right here on the break of 24. So it hit 24, and then if it dropped on me, right? Gave itself patient, shown that it's making a higher low, right? And then it hit 24 again. I should have taken like maybe half to the fourth of my position side off here, because it's already showed previously that 24 was a resistance area. I should have done that. Instead, I held, and then it did eventually break 24, but it went to 27. But I did not take my profits. I wanted a move to 330 and higher. As a beginner, I should focus on building my accounts and taking my profits. Instead of like hoping for it to move higher. Should take my profits when it hit resistance, or when the trend reverses, or when it's going against me, and cutting my losses quickly, because it will save a lot of mental work, mental capacity. And it eventually came back down. Again, I should have cut my losses in the 20s or in the 10s, in the high 10s. That's what I should have done, just to cut my losses, because this is basically a downtrend now. It's going against me. It's not going like what I wanted it to go. So yeah, as you can see here, it was making a good uptrend. And then when it cracked the uptrend, that's when I should get out, because it's not going what my hypothesis is thinking of. And so I got out at 310. It was a good choice too, because eventually it did break 310 and went lower, and then it cracked and went to the 290s, and the low of the day was like the 80. It did make some efforts to grind back up in the afternoon, but still, it wasn't a trade that I should have focused so much on. A stock that did really well was TTNP in the morning. After this move, I should have focused on this move. I'm waiting for the backside to make it like a higher low, like this, an uptrend, or an ABCD right here, A, B, and then C, entry, a higher low. That's 10% right there. So yeah, in the afternoon, I was tempted to like did buy this move right here, But then there was news that they did like an offering at 10 cents, and I didn't want to get caught on the offering. So I stopped it. I stopped trading it. So basically, yeah, after my trade on SCKT in the morning, after my trade on here, it was frustrating. So I stopped trading like for the day. I stopped trading for like the morning to yeah, I stopped trading around there. All I did afterward was watch. I was watching this move. Let's see, what was it? It was was it this guy? ASTC, is it? Yeah, I was watching ASTC. I did not expect it to go all the way to 290. When I first saw it, it was already moving up above VWAP. Let's see. There was a stock that I was watching. It got halted. I think it was NGNT. Let's see. Was it here? No. AUV. No, not this one. I think it was ASTC. I, when I was watching, I think it was this move right here. It was in the 240s, 250s. It was coming back down, making higher lows. I was tempted to trade it, but I did not because it wasn't a setup that I was focusing on. So I basically watched it move later, move all the way to like quite high, really. I was thinking of coming back in the afternoon if it could help. And in the afternoon, I was watching MGEN because it was holding very nicely. I was watching this whole move up, right? And then in an attempt, I was waiting for it to make a higher low. It did make a higher low, but it was a B. So I didn't want to enter on B. I want to enter on C. So A, B, C, and then D. When I enter on 1 7 chain, my risk was the previous low, which was like the 4 chain, 5 chain. So I entered like 1 8 chain. I was risking like 1 5 chain. My goal was to sell and for it to go back to like the 130. And I decided to enter with 100 shares. So yeah, I entered with 100 shares because it was a setup and that I was focusing on, and I was making plan. I was only willing to risk 3 cents on it, so risking like $3 on it, which was good. The max uh, profits that I could have made here, because it did eventually went to like 37, so 20 cents. Max profits like 20 cents on here, so $20. I took like a third of that because what I did was what I have been doing to to make myself consistent. It was taking profits as it move up, and that this was what I did here, taking profits as it move up to my goal, and it's something that I forgot with my churn SCKT. As you can see here, I didn't take my profits on this move, which I did take my profits on this move, but um, it was this move. I didn't take my profits on this move, and it went against me. It was slow, choppy, and low volume, so didn't take my profits here. If I did, could break even. Wipe out all the SCKT um, losses. Break even is better than taking losses. So yeah, something to learn. So So remembering that I didn't take my profits in on SCKT, I decided to take my profits as they come along here. The first spike to the 24th. On the next candle, I decided to take profits at 23 with half of the position size. And then at 25 on each spike, I decided to take profits as it go up. As you can see, it made a very nice higher lows uptrend. And yeah, so as a move up, I decided to like continuously taking my profits. Eventually came down to like only 2 shares. Took my profits of 137, which was the high, basically at the top, catching the top, and then it dropped down. And I told myself if it dropped below 130, I would get out. It dropped pretty hard below 130, so I got out at 25. I continue to watch this though. I was tempted to buy like down here. As you can see, I was making the line here. I was tempted to buy here, but based on how choppy it is, I didn't. I was waiting for it to make another ABCD pattern. So I drew the low here, thinking that maybe if it could like break the trend and went and make it a base here, I would enter. It didn't break the trend and it basically went down. Again, I was watching this move right here. It was a very nice double bottom. I missed it, so I didn't trade it. It's not that I didn't watch it. I watched this whole move happen without me in the trade. Why? Because I wasn't too confident on how I'm gonna trade it. So if I enter on this one, my risk would have been if it went lower and then I just get out, cutting my losses like 1 cent. Basically it. I watched it, and as you can see here, I kept drawing supports around here for like opportunities to enter. But it was coming to the making making its way to after hour. So basically stop. After um when it went to the after hour markets, I stopped watching it, stopped trading it either. So basically I stopped. It did made a very nice higher low ABCD here. So ABCD, nice one. I already stopped watching. Don't like how the price action is choppy, wick everywhere. But yeah, I gotta say though, TTNP, it has a very nice afternoon panic dip buy. 4 chain to summer chain. Very nice, like 10 to 20%. And once again, I was tempted to buy the higher lows, but I stopped buying it because it was making a bearish sign. Yeah, it's like a descending triangle, bearish. If it broke out this resistance, right, and continue to break out the resistance, that'd be a bullish sign. But because it's like this, it's a bear sign overall. So I stopped trading it. I missed this afternoon dip buy. And yeah, it has some nice move though. Overall today, Um, I found the importance of taking profits along the way. It lessened um, stress. Yeah, it lessens stress. The goal is to trade with minimal stress, because if I hold for selling at the top, or hold all the way to my goal, and it makes some so many choppy actions, that'll be very stressful. Even though if even though there's the key part of if my risk is not hit, stay patient. But how should I say this? If my risk is not hit, stay patient. But how to also follow the key idea that how to cut my losses quickly if the tide turn against me. Take It's good to take profits, even though I might not get the max profits available in that trade as I move to my goal. I lessen the stress on myself, and just have to continue doing this uh, repeatedly. Small gains add up. So, yeah, it can maybe help me become more consistent. So overall, my biggest percent gain today was like 6%, which was still better than what I did in the past. So take profits, cut losses quickly. Had to continuously do that. Cut my losses when the trend is against me. Take my profits when they're available, because taking profits help me stay patient. And even if the trade go against me after I took my profits, I already won. So yeah. So let's see. What's the after hour chart show us? Ship? Huh? Ship is running. Haven't checked the news. It has earning on the next week, right on the election day. So, ooh. So ship is running. UUU. I'm not sure what UUU is, but it's also running. Wow, make like 100% gain after hour. SCL, SLCA. Okay. M IMH. It's also running, but it's basically traded sideways and consolidating here. Something to watch. So earning for Orion Marine Corp Marine Group. So earning, not a lot of volume, but it is up. So it's an earning winner, but not a lot of attention spent on it. Earning call tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So let's see what's gonna happen. Avid, another earning, went from 8 to 9. So let's see. Based on the actions, the price actions, I might be watching with ship tomorrow and you and see how it is. If ABCD setups are formed, I will enter. If not, I'll just watch, continuously watching. So overall, today I made like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. As you can see here, it's basically a bunch of sell off afterward. Took took the me at the move, even though I left like 230 on the table on my trade on MGEN, but less stress. So yeah, don't go for home run. So that'll be all. Breaking even.